Welcome to Brunswick Beat,
Brunswick County's only television news show brought to you by the Brunswick Beacon. I'm Rachel Johnson.
and I'm Stacy Manning. Susan Ludlam and Wayne Brandenburg knew they wanted to get married, and they knew the perfect place, right where they met. At 2 p.m. on Valentine's Day, they were married in Walmart's site-to-store section. The wedding was a first for the local store, but not a first for the retail giant. 5 years ago, Ludlam was working as a Walmart cashier where she met Brandenburg. He was one of her customers. He asked her out one day, and the rest is history.
District Attorney John David said a sheriff's deputy who used deadly force during a domestic dispute last December was justified in the shooting. On Monday, David released his opinion following an FBI investigation into Brunswick County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Brian Tully. When deputies arrived at a Leland home last December, they encountered Casey Thomas, 43, who was in the process of attempting to stab her husband, Timothy Thomas, 48. Deputies ordered Casey Thomas to drop her weapon. When she failed to do so, Tully fired 2 shots with his service weapon. Casey Thomas sustained a gunshot wound to her abdomen. Timothy Thomas also sustained a gunshot wound to his upper right leg, in addition to a stab wound in his upper back. Casey Thomas has been charged with felony assault.
For half a century, Barbara Brunson worked in a classroom teaching others about the importance of education. Brunson retired last year at 72 years old. She had 50 years of teaching under her belt. She was enjoying what turned out to be fleeting moments of her retirement with her husband Carl Brunson here in Brunswick County. On the afternoon of January 18th, Barbara wasn't in her classroom. She was driving on North Carolina 211 in Supply. At the same time, Danny Chase, 51, was driving north on 17. Chase ran a red light at the same time Barbara was driving through the intersection of 211 and 17. The cars collided and Barbara was killed. Chase was charged with misdemeanor death by vehicle and driving while impaired. A toxicology report is still pending. For more about Barbara Brunson and her decades of teaching, pick up this week's Beacon.
Candidate filing for the 2012 election is underway. Filing began at noon Monday and runs until noon Wednesday, February 29th. Several candidates arrived at the Brunswick County Board of Elections on Monday to file for their respective offices. County contests are already proving to be crowded. As of 5 p.m. Tuesday, 6 county commissioner candidates had filed, including Don Yowzy and Frank Williams in District 5, Scott Phillips in District 4, and Joe Agavino, Wantana Frank, and Pat Sykes in District 3. For a full list of candidates who have filed so far, check out this week's Beacon.
A new mobile app now allows users to track and view registered sex offenders in North Carolina. The North Carolina Department of Justice recently unveiled an app to view the North Carolina Sex Offenders Registry on an iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch. Brunswick County Sheriff John Ingram said the app is another tool to inform the community and make residents more aware of their surroundings. To view the North Carolina Sex Offender Registry online, visit sexoffender.ncdoj.gov. Brunswick County Sex Offender Registry can also be viewed in person at the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office at the County Complex in Bolivia. Residents can also call the Sheriff's Office at 253-2777 for more information. A hearing to consider whether to allow county officials to expand the existing construction and demolition landfill will continue again next month. After 8 hours of continuing testimony Monday, members of the Brunswick County Planning Board have recessed the hearing until 5:30 p.m. Monday, March 14th. The March hearing will be the 5th time the Planning Board members will hear testimony to determine if they will grant the county a special exception permit needed to move forward with the landfill expansion.
The fate of trees is still up in the air after a room full of residents bombarded the manager of Carolina Shores Golf Course with questions. Golf course manager Philip Bureau detailed plans at the February 9th Carolina Shores Town Board meeting to remove an estimated 900 to 1,000 pine trees that are interfering with sunlight and the club's ability to grow grass. Bureau wants town permission to have the trees taken down by a logger. Residents, however, expressed concerns about how tree removal would affect water absorption and flooding. Bureau said tree experts have advised him that that would not be an issue.
Bird Island is more than just a scenic beach walk to a mystical mailbox. Now the uninhabited state-owned island has earned a place in Yahoo's Travel's World's Most Unusual Beaches listing. It is among 10 beaches cited in the listing released in January. Bird Island is included with beaches in Ireland, Greece, England, and New Zealand, as well as other beaches in the United States. Not surprisingly, the lure of Bird Island has to do with its kindred spirit mailbox.
Your votes have been cast and the ballots have been tallied. The 2012 Reader's Choice Best of Brunswick Award winners have been named. Make sure you don't miss them. They appear in a special section in this week's Beacon. This is the 5th year the Beacon has sponsored the contest, which has more than tripled in responses since its inception. With more than 100 categories, don't miss out on seeing which of your favorite businesses won. Find the winners and all of these stories and much more in this week's Beacon, available on newsstands now.
Hi, I'm Stacy Manning, Managing Editor of the Brunswick Beacon. Do you have a community event you'd like to tell our community about? You can email it to me at editor@brunswickbeacon.com, or you can log on to our website at www.brunswickbeacon.com. Look for the Submit News icon near the top right-hand corner of the page. Deadlines are noon each Friday.
Welcome to the Beacon Sports Report. In local hoops action, the West Brunswick boys varsity basketball team completed a regular season sweep of South Brunswick by rallying in the second half for a 55-41 victory on February 7th at West. The victory before a standing room only gym on senior night gave West a 7-5 record in the conference and 12-10 overall. Seniors Jasmine Jackson scored 13 points and Nicole Turner a season-high 11 as West Brunswick girls beat South Brunswick 39-15 on February 7th in the final basketball game of the regular season for the Lady Trojans. The West Brunswick High School junior varsity boys basketball team won the conference champion on February 7th by beating South Brunswick 56-48. The Trojans, coached by Jason Yonts, finished 11-1 in the conference and 15-2 overall. They ended the season by winning 11 straight games. Opening the 2012 baseball season on a chilly, overcast day on its new home field, Brunswick Community College split a doubleheader with Catawba Valley Community College. BCC won the first game 5-3 in 9 innings and lost the second game 10-2 in 7 innings. In a ceremony before the first game, BCC President Dr. Suzanne Adams said the field was a labor of love by the citizens of Brunswick County. It represents teamwork. The inaugural Hospice Closer to Home Skeet Shoot will take place at 10 a.m. on March 16th at the Buccaneer Gun Club in Leland. The kickoff barn party will be from 6:30 until 9:30 p.m. on March 15th at Honolulu Stables in Bolivia. The event will feature live music, a silent auction, and an exhibition horse show. Both events are fundraisers benefiting the Lower Cape Fear Hospice and Life Care Center and the Brunswick County Care Center Closer to Home project. You can read all of these stories and see more great photos in this week's Beacon.
Morning, Laura.
How are you today?
I'm doing just fine.
It looks like you brought us a new friend today.
This is Logan.
Logan, okay.
And Logan is a male, 2.5 months old. He's very sweet. His family just couldn't keep him, and they asked us if we would take him. We thought he'd be perfect for someone else's home, so we took him in.
Oh, he's a doll baby. I saw him earlier playing with his toy lamb.
Yes, he has a little white lamb he
Such
really
a cutie
likes.
pie. He loves to play.
That's right. And if you adopt Logan, you get a little white lamb with him.
Ooh, now there's a bonus.
He's a very sweet cat, and he's available. And come down and see him, play with him, and see if you'd like to take him home.
All right, and there's plenty of other cats and kittens here to visit with as well. The public visitation hours are from 11 to 1 Wednesdays and 11 to 3 Saturdays and Sundays.
Yep, and you can also check out Logan. I don't think he's on our website yet, but he will be any minute now.
All right.
And our website is cattails.org, and you can see Logan, and you can see all of his other friends here.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Trish.
Thank you,
you,
Laura.
Logan.
Stacy Manning, Managing Editor of the Brunswick Beacon. Did you get engaged recently or married? Have you celebrated a milestone anniversary? Or did you have a baby? How about letting us share the news with our readers? You can email your social news to me at editor@brunswickbeacon.com, or you can log on to our website at www.brunswickbeacon.com. Look for the Submit News icon near the top right-hand corner of the page. Deadlines are noon each Friday.
For decades, if not centuries, Pleasant View Cemetery in Sunset Beach has offered quiet respite for the dearly departed and their loved ones. The historic community cemetery off Old Georgetown Road in Sunset Beach has long been a peaceful resting place for local families. Tucked at the end of an unpaved lane winding between Sea Trail Golf Course and Sea Trail residential area, the cemetery existed even before there was a sea trail. But the cemetery is now running out of space. That's why a benefit concert to help locate a new cemetery for the 3 African American churches is taking place. A gospel sing will be at 4 p.m. Sunday, February 19th at Pleasant Grove Missionary Baptist Church on US 17 near Calabash. There is no cost to attend, but donations are appreciated.
People were surprised last week when this harbor seal swam up on the docks near Charlotte Point. The seal apparently swam up for a quick rest before returning to the water. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration Fisheries Division, harbor seals are generally non-migratory and can be found on both the east and west coasts of the United States. On the East Coast, harbor seals are found from the Canadian Arctic to southern New England, New York, and occasionally end up in the Carolinas.
Final respects were paid last week to Doppler, a golden retriever who was a mainstay and anchor at Ocean Isle Fishing Center. About 20 to 30 people stopped by his owner, Captain Brant McMullen's house last Thursday night to say their last goodbyes. Until recently, Doppler had been playing at the fishing center with his new brother, another golden retriever named Finn. McMullen said Finn will now follow in Doppler's paw print, serving as the fishing center's official greeter.
Get ready for free professional health screenings, chair massages, and information. All of this and more will be showcased at the 2012 Health Expo, slated for 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. next Saturday, February 25th at West Brunswick High School. Sponsored by the Brunswick Beacon, the 6th Annual Expo will feature about 40 vendors and sponsors, free health screenings, a medication drop-off, safe sitters program, and door prizes. Admission is free.
That's all the time we have for tonight, but you can read all these stories and much more in this week's Beacon. If you have comments or suggestions for us at Brunswick Beat, you can email us at brunswickbeat@brunswickbeacon.com. Don't forget to follow the Beacon on Facebook and Twitter. Just search for Brunswick Beacon.
Thank you for joining us, and don't forget to tune in next week for a brand new edition of the Brunswick Beat, Brunswick County's only television news show. We close out this week's show with more photos from the Walmart wedding.